Welcome back to another episode of Talking Tarkov. I'm the Ear Lake Athlete here with,
Hey Dizzle.
and today we've got another new Nikileak, along with some other information from BSG, as well as discussing the current issue at hand, the murder of a toucan. Let's go ahead and get right into this. So we've got a new Nikileak. It's actually got some pretty cool stuff in it. Let me rewind this. All right. So we get another look at. Remember, I don't know. Right before the labyrinth event, we kept seeing the streets tease of that hallway with the PMC standing in it.
Oh yeah.
Or the alleyway, not the hallway. They're in the archway. With the PMCs fighting something in it. We get we get another look at something from that same location. It's like essentially the same thing because this laser, all this,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the
it's just
same
in a
footage.
different. Yeah, it's just a different color.
Yeah.
This is just either smoked out or
It
grayscale or something, but
looks like a
yeah,
security camera footage or something.
it does. It really does because it's kind of choppy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can see the pixels and it doesn't look perfect. Um, but yeah, I it's absolutely the same footage, 100%. There's the star from the archway and everything. I wonder because they tease this stuff for the labyrinth, but then they also tease like the two PMCs shooting at each other, or well, we thought we're shooting at each other in the pitch black, but it was they were apparently shooting at like Killa and Tequila.
Right.
Um, but what was that not related to this event, or was this not related to that event because they were teasing that all at the same time? Were they? Do you think they were like actually teasing things multiple like steps ahead? Like obviously they were, but why would they have this here when we have the upcoming event? But then they also had that previously on the labyrinth event.
I mean, off the top of my head, the only thing that really makes sense is where the hardcore wipe came in and one of the events got dropped.
Got pushed back.
Maybe that's what happened where this event was supposed to be sooner and then where it got pushed back. That that's the only thing I can
Got
think. Like,
labyrinth instead, maybe.
yeah. Well, not even. I would say Labyrinth was supposed to come when it did. I just think this was like something separate, and it was supposed to come like right after Labyrinth because
Maybe
the Labyrinth event was an event, but it was also like a permanent game change where it's just in the
permanent game.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I
yeah.
was thinking that maybe they were teasing the next event after Labyrinth, and it just it was
Got
planned to
pushed back
be it
further.
was planned to be
Yeah.
pretty soon, but then it just got pushed back.
Possibly. We know it is cultist related, at least up until the most recent roadmap we'd seen. Or I guess that was only in the community digest because on the roadmap it still shows the cultist event
Yeah.
symbol
Yeah.
or the cultist symbol. But yeah, so you get the laser. But this is pretty cool. Here is so what was it? I don't know. I honestly don't remember how long ago it was, but BSG had teased or maybe it was just Nikita teased it, but they teased a board game, an Escape from Tarkov board game where you have
Yeah.
like a PMC with stat sheets and like all this stuff, and you're moving and you're kind of playing like a Warhammer setup essentially. Like you're moving your
Didn't
PMC to fight scabs, bosses, and other PMCs, and it's like die rolls and
Didn't they show a picture of like them playing it or something?
yeah, it was on a paper play mat. I could probably find it. I'll have Middle pull it up in the video or in the editing. But yeah, so it's like on a paper play mat, right? And then there's some random cards. There's like 4 or 5 piles of cards on the left hand side, and then there's 4 character sheets. And then they had like some little miniatures and some dice and stuff like that out. So it's definitely something in the works. This could potentially be just figuring it all out, or even just like looking and putting pieces together and teasing it. So I don't know, but this is definitely, hopefully, the board game coming close because even if like it's not a good playable game, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how well it'll work if it's Warhammer ish, and they offer multiple maps and there's all the bosses and all that stuff. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool because then it's modular and it has replayability. But even like worst case scenario, it's a really cool collector's item, right? Like it's just something to have.
It's just showing that BSG's desperate for money and they're trying everything they can to get money from their player base.
Yeah, they just want money.
Or wait a minute. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
No, that's right. That's right. That's what they do.
Yeah,
They
but we
squeeze
can't
us.
can't let people
They
know.
squeeze us. Oh yeah, we don't think that way. That's right.
Yeah, we're opposite.
No, in all seriousness, no. Yeah. No, this is really cool though. I am excited for this. Weirdly enough, I'm kind of like a tabletop nerd as it is when it comes to certain aspects of things. Like, anyways, but yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this one.
Yeah, be cool.
Escape for Tarkov board game, just something to bust out and murder my kids with, Like, Willow, sit down. Let me teach you Tarkov. Yeah,
It would
like,
be funny,
oh,
you
you don't
know.
know how to jiggle peek, idiot. I'm sitting there like wiggling my miniature.
Thanksgiving, have the family all over,
Uh,
bust out Escape from
yeah.
Tarkov.
Let's play some some Memoir 44 and some Tarkov. Just war strategy games. But yeah, this looks kind of cool. Just here we have, I assume, introducing the fall season along with like some bug fixes. They did this whole like short video tease thing where it's actually where we got the background from with the
someone
scav wife and kids.
someone had figured out what this all is. I think Very Bad Scab posted something, and he said this different shots that we've had of like explosions beside the scav has been like, I don't know. They kind of laid out something. I didn't read all of it, but they said it's something that all goes together, and it's for something that we're going to see. I guess I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. Everything is very cryptic and ends up in like a very specific thing. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised at all to see,
I'll
certain
look
things happening.
see if I can figure out what that was because
But we do
he.
have a bottle of beer, so drinks, smoke. I think that means that we're gonna be able to drink and smoke in Tarkov. So
Yeah,
just a thought. No, I am. This is way off topic from this or this part, but like Nikita said, we're supposedly gonna be able to smoke a cigarette, right? Like
yeah,
that's
we've been teased
coming,
that for a
and
while, and
yeah,
we
and
can
I
already
can't
drink,
fucking wait. Yeah,
and technically
I
you can
wish you could
smoke a
end up
pipe.
in a drunk state. Yeah, you can walk around with a pipe. That's true. But I want to be able to like post up on the and like while I'm holding a corner or something and just light a cigarette. That'd be awesome.
It would be. It would be.
That'd
Kill a
be sick.
boss and just stand over top of him, light up a cig. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You just keep on taking sweet screenshots that way. Like have a cigarette in my hand while I'm taking a drink of whiskey or something. Sweet screenshots coming. But yeah, this we don't see anything past that. But here's something that's pretty cool. Nikita is recording voice lines here. I don't know exactly what he says. I think somebody said he was like, it was like, "Oh wow, I'm impressed. I didn't think you could do that," or like
Yeah,
something
yeah.
along those lines.
And he's probably doing
Um,
the eat a bag of dicks.
yeah, I hope he does the eat a bag of dicks. It
That's
has to be
become
done.
such a iconic saying that he needs to do it.
Yeah, he has to. I guarantee it's in there. Now the question is this for PMC voice lines or is this for terminal type cutscene like stuff and like tasking and things, or what is this actually going to be used for? We don't know, but it is pretty cool, pretty interesting. Uh, I would love for it to be PMC voice lines, but by the looks of some of it, you know what, we can just, since we're talking about it now. So Nikita says, yes, I recorded as new bear voice. So he did say that.
Yeah, I can see
Um,
that. Especially with Prestige, you
here's,
unlock voice lines. You know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah, it could be Prestige 10. Like it could be the reason to grind it out. There's a few variants of things he's saying, right? Like smoke is on, throwing smoke, sonar map, throwing sonar, be careful, attention. When
wait a
he says
minute.
throwing sonar, yeah, okay. So I wasn't sure if you'd heard this yet.
No.
Contract Wars has a sonar.
Okay.
The sonar is a throwable passive arm streak. Oh my god, fucking ads. Arm streak, weapon. Oh my god. The sonar is a throwable passive arm streak weapon, which is automatically acquired once the player achieves 4 kills in a row without dying. The sonar deals no damage, but instead detects nearby opponents. The default button for the sonar is whatever. The sonar is a throwable in a similar fashion to the grenade, though it also features a short priming animation, which can be used to delay the throw. The sonar features a bright green glow that flashes intermittently. A thrown sonar will help the player detect nearby opponents, making a beeping sound every time an opponent comes within its range, whilst simultaneously revealing the player on the minimap if they are close enough to the sonar. Players on the edge of the sonar's range can be detected but won't be revealed. The sonar expires after several seconds.
Okay.
So I don't know what the fuck is going on, but this is cool.
It
So
is
he says
cool.
throwing sonar and sonar map. I'm wondering how that's going to work. Like, sure, we could potentially get a beeping. Maybe that you get like
Yeah,
some
that's what
sort
I'm
of something
thinking.
on your body that as an opponent goes near your sonar, it beeps and you hear the beep. But that could be problematic. Well, I guess not. whatever.
If it's like
It's
limited in
interesting.
use, if it's like timed where it
Yeah,
only works for a certain amount of time, because obviously
it is a short span.
we
Yeah,
don't have a mini map, so you can't really use a
right.
radar unless you get a separate device. Like, and that's how you. But that would seem way too
Maybe
complicated. Like more complicated than probably useful.
we did see in that Nikileak a while back about the phone and texts and all
I
this
mean,
stuff, which
it's
we
possible,
assume was subscription for the phone app.
but
For the phone app that's coming, but it also could have been like a cellular device that you use with your Sonar. Probably not.
so it could also just mean that Nikita's going to be in what was that, Contract Wars?
Yeah,
Yeah, it might have nothing to do with Tarkov. Maybe these voice lines for Contract Wars. I'm
that's
joking.
true. He could
I'm,
just be
I'm
doing
joking. I'm
new
joking.
contract war voice
I'm
lines.
joking.
Yeah, yeah. That's true though. I mean, that's what it could be.
All this, and it's like
No,
it
but
only
yeah,
works for Contract Wars.
it's contract wars, and you can only play it through a browser still.
Yeah.
But yeah, throwing sonar. That's sonar map. Like I'm very curious, and that makes me think that it's something to do with like the icebreaker ship potentially. If it's not a PMC voice line, but it is odd. It is weird. I don't know. It's
I think it's going to be like
do we get
a.
a sonar?
I think it's going to
That's
be
the
like
question.
a audio signal, like a detector, like you can plant somewhere, and like if you're setting up sniping somewhere, you can like throw it near you, and that way you can
Throw one at the
hear.
doorway behind you or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Or if you're up on a rock, you can set it like on the path up to the rock. That way you hear if someone comes, like you get a like
yeah, yeah.
maybe something like that at the
Yeah, an
most.
audible beep when somebody passes by it, and it lasts for, a minute or 2, up to
Right.
5 even, I guess, maybe, but it can't be like, "Oh, I
Or
can set it there
maybe
and
it
then say it
only
the whole raid."
works like once it detects like 3 people, it quits working, or it's something,
Yeah.
some kind of radius.
You
Like it
get a
only works at
detection from it,
certain.
maybe,
Yeah,
something.
there's got to be a limitation to it. It'd be way too OP.
I don't know, and we don't have any other voice lines, we haven't seen any other leaks, like, anybody working on voice lines or anything like that, so it's like, I don't know. It's odd.
Yeah.
It makes me question, it really does. It makes me wonder, like, are we actually getting a sonar, or is this just some teasing shit? Did they get the translation wrong? Did they get something fucked up? Which I don't think is the case. I think we are actually potentially getting sonar.
Well, and the fact that it's in Contract Wars, that's pretty much a
Yeah,
guarantee. Like, okay, that's what it's going to be.
that's
Like,
coming over.
yeah,
Yeah,
could be a single player thing where you just use it in single player. Like, there's,
that's also true.
yeah.
That is true. Since you are going to be doing your solo mission stuff. Yeah, that's why I was like, it could be icebreaker related, and it's just like you can put up a sonar somewhere, and you can actually see the pings on the radar on the ship or something. That way you know where they're coming from as you're
Well,
fighting or some shit. You
wasn't
know what I
it
mean? Like,
at one time? Didn't we see like a screen with a radar, and wasn't that like a something like connected to Lightkeeper or something? I can't remember. It was something, some kind of tease we got a long time
yes,
ago. It was like a green picture, it looked like a radar map, and like it looked like there was
yeah,
little
yeah,
dots
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah.
So maybe that's
And we had no
connected.
idea what was going on there.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that very well could be. I didn't think about that. That's a long time ago too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even remember exactly what it was, but I
We'll
know it
try
had
to
something to
find
do with
it
it.
in post. We'll try.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time, but yeah, he says a handful of things, like just like startup. I said, oh, here. Oh, sorry. Here's some more interesting things. In normal voice, come on, start up. I said, let's work slash we're working. People to the right and straight from here. Need to return fire straight ahead. Let's go. Well, guys, are we just going to stand here? Careful here. Our what they call foreign privateers are needed here. The grammar is colloquial. Um, Foreign privateers. So is he saying like the USEC boys are
I
needed,
think
or do we
so.
have to have the rogues come in?
I
Or
would
foreign
imagine.
privateers? Would that be the rogues, right?
Maybe could also be
And we
Raiders
know,
though.
okay, so maybe, yeah, because they are a mixture of USEC and
Yeah.
things. I do know that story driven wise, there are instances where cultists and rogues work together, cultists and raiders work together. Well, cultists and USEC, I shouldn't say rogue, but like USEC and stuff. So it's like, and then in the game, we already have the interaction between Lightkeeper and rogues. So I could see it. I could see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Foreign privateers, though, but yeah, the come
Well,
on, start up, I said, that's the one that I really wanted to go into, though.
yeah, that definitely seems like it plays towards single player story. We have
Yeah.
pictures of the ATVs like going towards the icebreaker.
Yeah.
We've had pictures of what looked like a working bus slash truck. So it's like,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, it's probably definitely single player related. But I mean, that doesn't specifically mean only single player. That's the cool thing about it is any of this
This
could
all could be
possibly,
in game.
yeah,
Yeah.
it could just be a surprise. We've been told there's going to be surprises, so
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've been told multiple times there's a lot of shit they're holding back that they, will not leak, will not tell us about. Maybe the little subtle hints like this, the ATV look, and then the voice line aspect of it now. Um,
maybe you'll get
could
a
anybody
sneak
expect
peek
Sonar to,
at
who
PAX.
knows?
Maybe you'll get some
Hey,
answers to that.
we do get a special look at the 1.0 stuff.
Exactly. So
So yeah, I will. If I'm allowed to record, I
yeah,
definitely will. I'm
well,
taking
no,
my
sneak a
phone,
camera
and well,
in.
obviously
Yeah,
I'm taking my phone. I'm taking my GoPro and shit too. So,
get some
um,
glasses that have a camera hidden in them, and
Carter, dude, my son really wants those Ray-Ban glasses, and I've been debating on letting him get them. I want them to be like more advanced though. They don't really do a lot yet. They're cool, you know what I mean? But that's about it.
whatever
Like,
happened
but they're starting
to
to get some updates to get pretty interesting. So I might, but that'd be cool. I do want a pair of those. Those are handy.
whatever happened to Google Glass or
I
Google
don't know.
Glasses
I
or
don't
whatever that
know.
was.
Yeah, those kind of fell off the wayside. I don't know what happened.
At least you think they did. Maybe they're just so
Maybe
good
they're
that no
just
one wants
prepping and
people to know.
updating and yeah.
They're too good.
Oh, I know how to sneak. I'll get the Apple Pro Vision or whatever. I'll get the goggles. Nobody would know.
You can't play Tarkov on that.
Oh, dude, I do all the time.
Oh shit.
Return to Tabor. Yeah. But
Hmm.
yeah, no. So we don't know what's actually coming. Like you said in the base game, there could be a lot of things that completely turn the game upside down. Nikileak said expect to be surprised and some major changes to how we play Tarkov and just how Tarkov is in general. Because you got to remember, like, while this is a 9-year-old beta, like we are still in beta, and we don't actually know for certain which way they want to progress us. We don't know what changes they really want to make to this, that, or the other. So it's like we could be looking at still Tarkov, right? You're not going to get a major like overhaul to the entire game system, but I would expect some pretty major changes to what we know is an option to be done in Tarkov because like if we start getting sonars and the option to potentially, move buses and things around or even just like in certain areas on a specific map, you can like move this and get back here, do this. Like that's just like some pretty major changes to the gameplay loop.
With like
I
knowing
I
that
ex-
we have single player, it kind of throws you off a little bit because when you hear something that sounds weird, you automatically assume it's going to be in single player. But the cool thing is you just don't know. Like it could go either way.
yeah, it could go either way. It absolutely could. Back to the leak though. We have a new knife with a new animation. Let me
Yeah, that looks
like
like Counter Strike.
yeah, I was gonna say this feels like Counter-Strike knife flipping. Yeah, that's cool though. That's really cool. Maybe a new prestige reward.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. And then from there we have this image
That's a
of
cool image.
some it is really cool. It is really cool. It's a cultist member with a robe on and then some followers behind him, assumedly for I don't know, trailer stuff, 1.0 trailer stuff. Maybe I would assume it's event related, but at this point, I anything's up in the air. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's so hard to just guess at this point. When we're getting so close to 1.0, knowing that there's so many extra features and aspects of the game that we haven't gotten yet that we're going to be getting, it it's not out of the realm of speculation to say that any and everything could be 1.0 related,
Exactly.
like any of the teases and leaks and things like that, because we don't actually know what we're getting progression wise, story wise, task wise, any of that stuff. We don't know what in-game changes are being made.
Well, and
But
I
yeah,
think
this
the
is just a
event,
cool
like we've
image
talked about, I think the event's going to play into 1.0, so it's like it could all be combined. But
that's true.
having the hood up and having the face completely blacked out and then the cultist symbol in the middle, it's just a really cool picture.
It is a really cool picture. I like it a lot. And then we we have maybe some uh new bear face. I can't tell if it's bear or Usac. It
I think
looks
it's
bear to
USAC.
me,
Isn't
but
that the uh frog
oh
jacket?
yeah, you're right, that's the Usac deadly frog jacket.
Yeah.
You get a new animation, you can point straight forward.
Which they said we were
Pretty
getting
cool.
a few new animations, like,
Yeah. Yeah, some new animations. Is that face already available or is that new?
it looks like I've seen it, so I don't know. It doesn't look new.
I'm not sure. A lot of the faces look similar,
Yeah, yeah, they
so
do.
it gets a little difficult sometimes. But yeah,
That is a weird thing with
then we
Tarkov.
have
It's like for whatever reason, almost all faces, even if they are supposed to be very different, they still look very similar.
they do.
It's
Outside
weird.
of the newest ones, the two
Yeah,
newest ones break it up a little bit.
yeah, it's really
But for the
weird.
most part, yeah, it's all the same. Um and then we have that image from before, or that snippet of the video from before when we had the smoke go off and the scav was sitting there at the computer. We get this again where the entire system blows up, similar to how they did in the wintertime. And I think that might be a part of what they're working on is the just showing the season change. That's what they did with the wintertime as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, I think you're
But there's
right.
obviously more to it because it was like a whole video of like
It
fixing bugs and doing
They were
this and
showing
that,
off
and then
the Tarkov community. It was basically advertising like
yeah,
the Tarkov
yeah,
community when it first came.
that's right.
So I think that's
The
supposed
winter
to like,
season Tarkov community, yeah.
yeah, the person sitting there is supposed to be like one of the
One of
admins,
us.
or one of the
Yeah.
admins, like reading all the Tarkov community like things that they need to
Oh, and
fix.
just
And
fixing shit. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. That could be absolutely true. Yeah, that's funny. Um, but yeah, it gets blown up because it gets overworked. This is cool. This is like the mesh like when they're layering everything, I think is how it works. They mesh it so that it's easier to line things up and make things fit perfectly, and then you can like blend and smooth and all that. But I could be wrong. But this is what it looks like to me. So all those layers we had previously seen broken down in the previous Talking Tarkov, in the previous Nikileak, we are getting it all stacked together now. And
man.
this ship is
I
massive.
was gonna say it looks like what, 7 floors, 7 or 8.
Yeah, I think it was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 if you
Okay.
count 8, not
Well,
counting the hall,
I was gonna
like
say,
the
not
lower,
counting
so
underneath it,
9,
there's gonna be
potentially
some
10,
underneath
11.
too. Yeah,
Yeah. And then you have the segments, right? Like everything's broken up. You've got these outside areas for all those stairs and everything else that you can traverse, all the internal stairwells, all this out here. Unfortunately, this is probably going to be a single player situation, right?
well, do you think it's gonna be that, or do you think this is like the upcoming event? Like this is coming
This
sooner?
could be event related. Yeah, this absolutely could be. Because I was kind of leaning towards that once we started putting together that they were cultists on, or at least assuming that they were cultists on the four wheelers.
Yeah,
It's kind of seems that way, and it could be another one of those labyrinth type situations where it's a permanent fixture to the game, and it's a place you can access. But you know what I mean, like it's got like
right.
crazy shit happening at it or whatever. This could also be where the sonar gets involved because of just I don't know, but I don't think so. I think sonar is going to be something we actually have, like you said. I think it's
Yeah,
going to be utilized for like sniping and things.
I think this is all gonna
Um,
depend on how we can access this map. If we can only access
yeah,
this
this
map
is major.
through a
Yeah,
cutscene, then I'm leaning towards single player. But if it's just you can spawn in the area,
labyrinth style, or
yeah.
you can just go to it. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
seeing the
it's
people
PvP.
arrive on four wheelers and seeing it, being off the coast somewhere, it seems like you're either gonna have to load in or you're gonna have to like do a cutscene. If that's not the case
Yeah.
though, then I could see it's hard to imagine this being
It's so hard to place
multiplayer.
it in the game. Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
guess it could if you have people just spawning on the ship in very different locations. Like, say it's like a 5 PMC map, and you have 5 different areas of the ship
A
people
big
spawn, and
boss or
yeah,
2, a
yeah,
bunch of fucking scavs and raiders or whatever, cultists running around,
and
and the idea is to, like, get somewhere and acquire something.
well, and knowing the scale, knowing that this is huge, like all those
Yeah,
floors have
absolutely massive.
tons of rooms, and there's probably like a big, huge, like middle section that you can't even see there. Like I'm sure it's huge.
Right,
So
the deck of the ship and
yeah,
everything, the hull of the ship. Yeah, yeah, it is massive. It is crazy to think that it would be just for a single player scenario.
yeah,
While I could see it because it is just a singular asset and it's in like just the ship itself, and while it's a fucking tough shitloads of assets, I shouldn't say one asset, but it's like compared to like a full size map, even something like Factory, which this is probably larger than Factory. This is guaranteed to be bigger than Factory.
Yeah,
So you
just
know what?
because
Yeah,
of
maybe this
the
very well could be just a map, or not necessarily a map, but like a labyrinth type
I was gonna
scenario that
say,
we
if
load into,
anything,
and everybody's there, and we just go at it.
yeah, if anything, it's probably the layout would be closest to Labyrinth, but it's like 7 labyrinths layered on top of each other. So
Yeah, yeah, insane, insane. We'll have to wait and see on this one because it really could go multiple different ways, and I think that it's safe to assume that I don't even know if what's safe to assume with this. I want to say event,
yeah.
but at the same time, I think this is a major workload, right? Like this would take some time to build
Well, like you
and get
said,
correct,
it
plus
could be
spawns and
both.
everything else.
It could be
It could be
both.
like Labyrinth.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could be tied to the event, and then after the event,
yeah.
you can still access it,
It,
reduce loot and everything else. But
yeah, it
yeah,
might have a totally different use. It might have an actual ending use, like we had talked about, where this is how you
that's
escape Tarkov.
also very true. Yeah,
Um,
one of the options through Lightkeeper. Yeah.
right, right. So yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely gnarly though. It is massive. I'm excited for it no matter what happens with it. I am excited because it means we get to play in it, see it, check it out. It's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's huge. And then I don't know if anybody cracked this yet. I haven't gone through and looked up what these fucking uh elements are or anything, so I couldn't tell you what they're beginning to make. But we get a blueprint from Terra Group that is
Well,
cooking up some meth or something.
HCl is what, hydrochloride or hydrochloric acid? Yeah, HCl is hydrochloric acid. I know that one.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it could be nuclear related. It is Terra Group, so it goes a few different ways, I think. Could be helpful, could be harmful. You
yeah.
just don't know with Terra Group. I assume, being as it is Tarkov, while this is a blueprint, this might just be for event related stuff, and it's like the cultists were working on like this fucking super geeker shit. I don't know.
Could just be a poster in, Terra Group Labs somewhere.
That's also true. Yeah, it could just be a poster. It could be something that we can have in our stash now.
Yeah, that's
Like
true
we
too.
can find it and take
That's
it.
true
Yeah.
too.
I will look and see if anybody cracked it and said what they're making or anything or what's happening here. CO2, H2O, and a few other combinations of things. Yeah. So something to do with acid, oxygen, and carbon dioxide or monoxide. So yeah, whatever. But yeah. So we are looking at. Do you remember a few TTs
Yeah,
ago?
yeah, I
Once
know exactly
again,
what
with
you're
a
saying.
previous
Yep.
Nikileak.
We had like the
Yeah,
blueprint
we
of
got a
this.
yeah, and I think we were seeing like a different, like a slightly different portion of it, but
Yeah.
this is a more fleshed out uh area for it. And it's like, yeah, like I said, there's only a few actual doors that you have access through. This is like a labs expansion or something.
I think that's inside the ship, inside the icebreaker.
Oh shit, you know what?
I think that's a floor like
This is a
on the
floor inside of
icebreaker.
the icebreaker, I guarantee it. Yeah, the way it's broken up and
Yeah.
like very squared off and angular.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this dude, yeah, this is probably a floor in the icebreaker. It's like the labs meeting room or something, or you know what I mean? It could be.
Right.
Oh my goodness, I didn't think about that. Damn. Yeah, this place is
Maybe.
huge.
Maybe.
Maybe we could be wrong. Yeah, but that I mean that fits. That
Yeah.
genuinely fits. But there's like if this is just a single floor in a partial area to said floor, you got to think of how large this is
Yeah,
actually going to be.
huge.
Like this is absurd. Yeah. Yeah, really cool. Absolutely. And then to end it, we see the clip where right at the end of the little short video they make out of these, he usually hits enter, and that's when the PC explodes.
Right.
So you get a look at that. Definitely cool. Definitely, that's a huge Nikileak though. There's a lot going on there. I mean, we
Yeah.
have a potential tease for whatever this streets shit is going on. Like that could be event related. We got more looks at the icebreaker, cultist event, Nikita, voice lines for PMC, just like new knife, all kinds of stuff. I assume Nikita voice line and the new knife are prestige rewards probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of really cool stuff in that talking or in that Nikileak. So that's a juicy one. That's a definitely a juicy one. Speaking of juice, the next thing we have in line is the Heckler and Koch G11, which
Yeah.
is a 4.3 or 4.7 by 33.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what
Is
it
it
is.
4.6 or 4.7?
I can't
4.7, I
remember.
think.
I just looked it up. Yeah, 4.7. We'll go 4.7 by 33. If it's wrong, we're wrong. But yeah, this is a cool gun. Not modular like at all. You can't really do shit to it, but maybe we'll get the option to put an optic on here. If not, this isn't horrible. You do get some irons and this, but it's just a cool gun in Call of Duty back in the day. It was a 3-round burst. You could fucking murder people with it because it had
It
no recoil like whatsoever. It was insane. It was
it
so
is
good.
4.7. It's 4.73 by 33. It uses caseless ammunition. 4.73 by
Oh shit.
33. But there's also a 4.92 by 34 and a 4.73 by 25. All of them work.
Oh,
They're all
okay.
caseless, and some of them are
Yeah.
prototypes.
Well, that's pretty slick.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know there. That's a really cool look at that gun though. I like it. I think it would be fun to play with. I think I don't know. I non-modular guns always trip me out, but at the same time they're usually pretty good for what they're made for.
yeah. It's like they're
Again, just
pre-tuned to just be as good as they can be already.
yeah, like if it's something that you're going to use in that close to medium range, it's got an integral or an integrated suppressor. Um
You know what's crazy? That gun was it was started they started working on it in 1967.
that's nuts.
Yeah,
It's a space gun at that point, you
yeah.
know? Man,
The second
that's
generation was done
cool.
in 73, and in 1977 they made a version that used 762 by 51. So
Oh,
yeah,
that could be what we're getting.
yeah, we could be getting that. I'm on
I
the
would love to see
wiki
the new
page.
ammo. Maybe both even.
Yeah,
Oh, is that what the wiki says?
yeah, yeah.
The Tarkov wiki says we're getting the 7.62 one?
No, no, no. On the
Oh,
G11 wiki,
oh, oh, oh,
G11
oh,
wiki.
oh, I got you. I could see him just doing 7.62 by 51 because we already have the round. It's already available. You know what
The
I mean? Like whatever.
final
I hope they
one,
had the 4.7.
the final one that was like actually released to the public, it was developed in 1990, and
Nice.
it does not have the 762 listed on that one. So
Maybe that one dropped.
yeah, there's a ton of different versions of it though, a ton.
Yeah. Hopefully we get the 4.7 by
Yeah,
33 or any of those rounds that we don't have yet, especially for the caseless munitions. That's pretty cool.
yeah. Like I
But
said,
yeah, this is a cool
there's
gun. This thing's sick.
it's known for having the 4.73 by 33. That's like the known ammunition. It was
Yeah.
designed for it. Um, it's made also by H&K, and it says it's got a really weird shape. It's really cool. It would be a nice addition.
Yeah, it would be a really cool addition. Again, I'm not a huge fan of non-modular guns. I like being able to mod stuff a little bit, but in the cases that like okay, Velociraptor, I'm perfectly fine using that for the most part. Things that are built specifically for what they do, I'm usually okay with. But I do like the idea of being able to mod my guns a bit and put my personal style and things I like on there.
Yeah, I
But
love
if
it. I
not, this
love
is
it.
still a really cool gun. And I think it's something that I could see myself using just because it looks cool. You know what I mean? It's one of those scenarios. It's like, oh man, that's sick. But
Um,
yeah,
it kind of shoots pretty slow, so it's very easy to control. And they said the weight distribution is kind of what they were really like trying to get correct to minimize the recoil. But it's
yeah,
460 RPM, and they
not
also say
horrible.
no, no, not awful. They say that the 4.73 round is half the weight of 5.56 and 40% of the size of 5.56. The round was much lighter, but was made to be just as good in performance as 5.56. So yeah,
Nice.
that'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting.
A replacement round for the 5.56
You're
that
right.
gives you something just to like break it up a little bit. Still get that stopping power of 8.55 and stuff like that. But
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty
yeah, that's
crazy.
cool. That's cool. Definitely interested in this one. Hoping this comes out soon. Like it's just a cool gun.
Right.
With lever action, everything else aside, this is a cool gun. Um, yeah, there's still a shit ton, dude. That's the thing too. Is like if you go to the Tarkov wiki,
Oh yeah, a ton of
and you
weapons.
look at the upcoming guns and stuff like that. Let me find it real quick. Hello. So if you just scroll through, like you have the list of everything that's already in the game, assault rifles, pistols, all that stuff, and then you get down to where okay, we're on the pistols, I think shotguns, and then special
Oh, okay.
weapons.
This is
Here we go.
cool. This is kind
Melee
of
weapons.
this
Okay, I thought we were there.
G11 is kind of
Here.
what spawned the MP7, and like how the
Okay.
MP7 uses 4.6 by 30. This
Yeah,
was kind of
yeah.
like the predecessor to that. That's kind of where all that came from. Was from development on this led to that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There's like the Honey Badger, the 919K, the AK-15, the AK-308, which is 7.62 by 51. The Alexander Arms 50 Beowulf, which that might have been taken off. I can't remember. The AS Val Mod 4, which is gnarly. We got that teased the other day. The AS Val Mod 3, which just is another handguard option for the AS Val. It's just a cool look. And then there's the Ballistic Arms Development Tanker, which is a 300 blackout firearm. It looks crazy cool. A lot of modularity on that one, I think, if I remember right. The Benelli M4, which is another good shotgun. The ACR, which I think was taken down. I can't remember. Um, the NL545, which is a gnarly looking 545 gun. The SVCH, the SVU, the Bryn, the Heckler and Koch G11, 4.92 by 34 is what this says
Yeah,
on the
4.92 by
wiki.
34 is also
Yeah,
is also one of the ones listed.
the 10 millimeter Heckler and Koch MP5, the UMP 9, SR1, which is a 5.56 Kalashnikov. Um, there's a lot. There really is. There's a shit ton of guns. I'm not going to sit here and list them all because there are a bunch. The SIG MPX 45 ACP gun. It's an SMG. The SV18, which is a really good sniper rifle. And then the Winchester M1895 Russian 7.62 by 54R or lever action. And then there's another one on here that I wanted to point out that's really cool. Well, there's the SVU, which is a gnarly gun. The
Yeah.
SVDK
Yeah.
TKPD.
Yeah, that thing's
It's a
awesome.
fully modular SVK. Yeah, it's a 9.3 by 64 millimeter, 7 in 33. Really cool gun. This thing's sick.
Um, Last thing on the G11, it
Yeah,
looks as if the final product was it came in either a 45 or 50 round mag. Um, Earlier versions where had it listed as it could do 45 round mag and 15 round mag if it was 4.7 by 33. If it was 4.73 by 25, it could do 20 round or 40 round. So
yeah,
there's a
okay,
lot of variables. Who knows what we'll get, but getting
yeah,
any of it is cool.
yeah. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm excited for it. It looks cool. It looks like a fun gun,
The
even if
guns
there's
get
not a
me
lot of
more
modularity
excited
to it.
than anything. Yeah, I love the
Yeah,
guns.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's what makes Tarkov Tarkov, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Like the guns,
absolutely.
the modularity to them, the realism aspect of it. Like there's so many things at play that make the guns of Tarkov so good. Um, and like other games do mods too, right? Like other games add real life guns as well, but BSG just takes it to a whole other
Well,
level.
yeah, and just to
Um,
put this out, since we're talking about it, it's like you had Battlefield 6 come out, and or at least the open beta, and unfortunately, they've went the route of putting real life guns in the game, but giving them fake names and altering them just enough to where it's
licensing
you
and
can
stuff is
tell
an
what it
issue.
is, but yeah, and I hate that. It just takes me out of the realism. I
It does.
know that they want to do it to avoid copyright and to avoid lawsuits and things, but it's like, come on. I can play Battlefield 4 right now, which has real guns listed in it. You know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah.
take me back to that time where people just, put the real thing in.
Right. Well, and the other side of the Battlefield thing is like you can still build guns out well, but they also put it to a point buy system, so it's like you're limited on what you can do.
Right.
If somebody
Yeah.
wants to take in a super wacky dumb gun with too many sights and lasers and shit, let them.
Yeah.
It's their downfall, right? If somebody wants to build something exactly how they want to build it, let them build it. Like it's frustrating to be like, "Oh, well, I wanted to run suppressor, foregrip, pistol grip, butt stock, laser and this optic, but I'm out of points, so I got to go with this optic instead."
Well,
It's just like that sucks.
and see, that's part of it too, is it when you start mixing and matching with like fictional versus nonfiction, and like an AK, a 7.62 AK in Battlefield 6 that you can build. And, starting off, you have a 30 round mag, which is just a normal AK 30 round steel mag. Well, then you can upgrade to a 45 round mag, and it uses
Right.
the polymer AK-74 mag, which should not be used in that gun because that's a 5.45.
Right. It's 5.45.
Yeah, and it's like
You're loading
when you start
7.62.
mixing and matching things like that, it ruins the immersion
It
for
breaks
me.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
and
does.
and I just wish because I know they have the ability. I know that you know what I mean. They have the money to fight any kind of like stupid lawsuit or get
Well, and
licensing.
most
If you have to
companies are
pay
going to
for
be fine with
licenses,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Games right now still come out with real life guns and things like not just Tarkov. There's other games who do it too.
Yeah,
So it's like
absolutely.
just do it. Like Call of Duty
It's
started
just
the
putting the
trend.
time into doing it.
Well, Call of Duty started the trend, and their reasoning was that they had been hit with nonstop lawsuits because of like accidents, school shootings, or saying kids were getting the idea from Call of Duty. They seen that gun on Call of Duty, so their way to fight that was to take the name brands off, so they couldn't say they seen it in Call of Duty. And
Right.
unfortunately, it just I don't
Stuck.
know. I just feel like it takes
It's
away.
easier. It's easier
Yeah,
on the
it is.
studio.
It's easier on the studio. Like I said, you can make things match that don't make sense. You should not be able to use a 5.45 45 round mag in a 7.62 AK. That just is not possible. But if you make it where it's not real life, then you
Blend
can
it
do
a
anything.
bit and bend the
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it just
you can
it
fit it.
just it's not,
Kills the immersion.
game ending, but it does. It takes a piece out. That's part of the charm of certain games is actually seeing a real
Yeah.
gun and using it and trying to see how statistically close to reality they can get it. And just,
Right.
it's you lose that whenever. And then a lot of their sites, a lot of their in Battlefield 6, a lot of their sites, a lot of their attachments, they're very close to reality, but they're different enough where it's like they're not the real thing and they like site wise the stats aren't right on them and I just hate it. It just throws everything off.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. It is frustrating. That's
Yeah.
a
I
big
d-
part of the shooter genre for me is the
and
guns.
I
It's
think
just
that matters to a lot of people and I feel like they don't
I think it does.
understand how many people care about things like that.
Right. Well, it's a major aspect, especially when you're doing, any kind of tactical shooter that's any kind of milsim styles, of game. Breaking the immersion on that takes the player out of it a bit,
Yeah.
and it just becomes, an arcadey shooter.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
which fine, whatever. People want it. That's what they get. It is
Yeah.
what it is. But it does kill a portion of the player base's immersion for him.
Well, it's like if you really want to go without like licensing and things, then go the DayZ route where the guns are pretty much
Accurate,
identical and they have like one
right?
number changed or one letter
Yeah,
changed.
the
It's like,
KN instead of the
yeah,
AK.
yeah. It's
It's
like
like
it's still you still look at the model and it's exactly what it should be, and the items are
right.
exactly what they should be.
You know what
But
parts you're putting on, even if the names
exactly,
change
yeah,
slightly.
you're not taking liberty
Keep
with
the
just adding
accuracy,
things
right?
or changing things, and it feels like something that gets overlooked, and I think it's important. And at least to me and to you and several other people, I
A
know
lot of
it
other
matters.
gamers, yeah.
Yeah,
It does matter. It does, it does. Accuracy is important.
yeah,
It is important. It does matter. And like you said, it's not game ending. It's not gonna, entirely drive you away from playing Battlefield or anything. But it is something that kind of just like, man, that sucks.
well,
I wish it
especially
would have been this over this.
yeah,
I would rather
and
have this
in
over
a game
that. But
like Battlefield, like especially where the stuff
the
you
big team fight
use is
stuff
is
and
so important, and it's like
right,
they used to be accurate with everything that you use. You used to know, the G36 back in Battlefield 4, and it's like you recognize gun names, and later on it's like, oh, that's a real gun. Like I used that in Battlefield 4, and it's like
yeah,
now
yeah,
it's total opposite. Now it's like I don't recognize that name. Well, you're not going to because it's not a real gun because they made it up.
right. Or when you do get the parts that are accurate to what they are in real life, at least look wise, they don't have the stats to back it up either. It's like, oh, I love
Right.
this sight. I love, for instance, I don't know if it's in Battlefield, but we'll say the Razor, right? Oh, I love the Razor. This thing looks great. It's really clean. It's got a simple lines, nice small dot, like very usable. And then you actually put it on, it's somewhat different or completely
Yeah.
different from what you
Yeah.
expect it to be, and then it's just like, okay, well, I don't like this at all.
There's
Now I got to go find something.
a
Yeah.
razor like scope, but yeah, it's kind of closer to the HK gold scope. Um,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, the 1x8 or whatever.
the shorter one, the 1x6 one. The one that comes on uh one of the guns. I just can't.
Tango 6T.
Yeah, the Tango. Yeah, it looks like the
Yeah,
Tango on the
on the spear.
outside, but it's only a 5x in the game, and like I don't know. It just I don't like it.
And again, it's minor, but it does matter. It
Yeah,
clearly matters.
yeah, it
Especially when there's so many other, like you said there a second ago, there's so many other games that do it with ease that are smaller studios. Look at like Gray Zone. Look at Call of Duty. Fuck me. Look at Escape from Tarkov. Look at even like Arena to a point.
yeah.
But like
Well, and
accuracy. God,
well, I was just to say the other thing is their stats will end up just completely not making sense because you'll be using something that's 308. You know it's 308, but like its damage is going to be like two less than a 5.56 gun, and it's
right.
like that doesn't make sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff they do just does not make sense because a bigger bullet, you know, considering you only have one choice of bullets.
Right, since there's not ammo types in the
Well,
game.
they do give you options. You can choose like polymer case, you can choose like soft
Right.
point, but it's like not very many options, and it's like only every, you know, now and then can you do that. It's not for every gun. So,
Yeah.
but it doesn't tell you like any statistical difference. You
It's
just get like
actual right.
plus something to your damage or plus something to your weight. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah,
it's
yeah, for sure.
a bad way to do it. It's just not
Well,
a good way to
and
do
with
it.
Tarkov, with the accuracy involved, shooting this round out of this firearm that has this gun has a low rate of fire. This firearm or this round is has pretty slow movement, so it is gonna fall off at this range. It is gonna, it's
Yeah,
only gonna penetrate this and this. It's only gonna kill if I hit him here. Like it's, you know what I mean. Like there's things that actually weigh into what round and what gun and your RPMs and distance and range fall off, and all these things come together to matter. And when you aren't using accurate things for it, it just becomes a jumbled mess of it doesn't really
right.
matter what you use. It doesn't really matter what you
Yeah,
run because
the
you're just going to either kill or you don't kill because your time to kill is all that matters in the game.
exactly, yeah. The accuracy, if they make everything right, that holds the devs accountable because they have to make things make sense. Whenever they're allowed to just do
Yeah.
whatever they
Yeah.
want, it's like, okay, now whatever they want can be whatever damage, can shoot however fast, can, you know, do whatever, can not penetrate this, and like, they can just make it whatever. And it's like, it
Yeah,
just,
and it doesn't.
yeah, it's like if you're going to go that far, you're going to make a game about guns, you're going to go that far as to have a huge budget, and you're going to try to simulate what it's really like. You got to make the guns like real.
Yeah.
You have to. Like it
Well, and
just
especially if you're going to pick and choose which parts are real versus which parts aren't. You can't
yeah.
have some that are and
Yeah.
some that aren't. You can't use some accurate pieces and blend this because I want this to work over this, and it's just like you can't do that.
Well,
It's not a good method to bring people in my
like I
opinion.
said, all the guns are based off a real life, you know, product. So it's like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
doing all their designing and testing with real life products. Just go all the way. Like
yeah.
it's probably easier
Change
because
the
you don't
name,
have to you don't have to do your
make up
additional
rules,
touches
and
and make a
yeah,
backstory that's not real. Like
yeah.
it drives me crazy. Like and I
It,
just
it is
I was hoping this year when Battlefield 6 had come out, like
right. They
I
hype it
was
up like it's
well, I was playing the Battlefield Labs, and some of the guns they just had like fake names, like because you know it was still like early testing.
just random asset shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Just name it.
one
Yeah,
would be like Sniper Rifle 3 or Battle Rifle
right.
2 or SMG 1. So I was like, hopefully, because I could tell what guns were what, and I was like, hopefully they actually give them real names. I was like, give them their real names, touch them up later, make them look exactly like they should, but at least give them real names. No, we
Well,
get
and the
the
other part of that too
beta,
is
and it's
now that right.
yeah,
Well, and when you have just random parts and pieces, so AK parts can go on 5.56 potentially, or like certain things that shouldn't fit without this adapter that you can't have without this rail, and well, this is a key mod, and you're trying to put M-lock on there. You know what I mean? Like all those things that start to come into play just are thrown out the window too.
yeah,
It's just like
yeah,
the modding
everything.
aspect of it just becomes a stat priority game, and it's just yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, I get it. It's
it's easy,
trying to avoid
especially when you
future
already have the methods
problems.
in line.
Yeah, you're trying to avoid future problems as far as licensing and in lawsuits. I get that, but it's like I feel like you would make up for that money just by the more people who would appreciate your product.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna put more time into it. We're gonna be more interested in playing. We're gonna actually want to be there on the game, and
Yeah, because it does. It kills my drive to want to play. Like honestly, it does because I want to level up
I
a
want to sit
real
there.
weapon. I want to
Yeah.
customize a certain weapon. I want to test that weapon against something that I know should act similar to it and see the differences. But when you got fake things and it's like, I don't know what that one's supposed to be or why this one is supposedly better. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's frustrating, and
Yeah, absolutely.
it's something it's self-inflicted on, like they do it to themselves because they've done it the right way before and everyone loved it. So I don't know.
It is odd. It's definitely odd. Yeah, I don't know, man. Hopefully, I don't see a fix for it. I guess they are still in beta. They could technically go in and do a overhaul to the weapon system and, add some actuality to the game,
Nah,
but
no
I don't
way.
think they will.
No,
There's no way in hell they will.
nope.
I think it's just one of those things you're gonna have to deal with. If you enjoy Battlefield, you enjoy Battlefield. And
They're
guys, we're not bashing on it. Like we
no, no.
understand that it's not
I haven't
Tarkov,
been
it's
playing
not
it.
Daisy, it's not Gray Zone. Battlefield is its own thing. We're just saying that we do appreciate the accuracy with the realism on the weapon side of it, mod side of it, gear side of it.
Yeah,
And it
they're
is a little disappointing to us and several other people that I know for a fact. Like you said, we know people that do want the modding to be as accurate as
yeah,
possible. Um,
they're going the
Battlefield's still
Call of
good
Duty
for what
route.
Battlefield does. It's still fun. It's still an
Yeah,
enjoyable game.
but they're going the Call of Duty route where they build their own ecosystem of fake companies and fake gun parts,
Yeah,
and like that's what they base all their weaponry off of. And like I
yeah.
said, you can tell what the weapons are supposed to be. So I mean, it's not like completely off, but at the same time, the stats don't make sense on some of them, and like the realism is just gone.
It is, and it's unfortunate. But it is what it is, and that's just how they're going to be.
Yeah, yeah,
You do
nothing
get
new.
aspects of it that still line up with realism. You still get real parts for the most part. It's just it breaks the immersion for us a little bit, makes us not want to play as much. I'm not a big Battlefield guy as it is, and until Conquest is out, I probably won't be on Battlefield 6. But it's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. Back on the Tarkov side of things, though, they did a loot buff the other day. So they had announced that they had buffed the loot like a 25% increase up to rare loot across the maps, all maps. And then they went in secret and raised it again, and then not like just a day or two ago, they went and buffed it again, and it shows because I've been finding Bitcoin and GPUs relatively regularly now. I'm finding parts and things that I wouldn't normally find. Shoot, what are they called? The Koftoms and OFZ shells, just rare loot in general, things I need for tasking, and a lot of stuff that I was getting held up on because I couldn't find. Not they're there. Obviously, people are still finding them. It's just when the chances are lower, the chances are lower. So now that those are increased, I've been finding my task items that I've been held up on. Like I've been needing the GPUs for a while. I've been needing the OFZ shells for a minute. I need a tank battery and a bunch of other stuff. So and the defib. Like there's a million and one things I still need, but I've been finding things like that now. So that's good. But yeah, it was nice. Like I was already stoked when they said, "Hey, we buffed the loot," and then to find out later that they went back and did it two more times and actually brought the number up, probably closer to 50%. I'd say probably around 40 to 50%
Yeah,
increase on whatever it was.
from what I heard, it's on par with like the end of the wipe last wipe.
Yeah, it seems good. Everything's back relatively to normal. I would say we are playing the just a regular wipe, just with no insurance. Like that's what
Yeah,
it feels like to me right now. There's limited trader access to. There's even at
yeah.
level
There's
4, from what I've seen, they're still
still
missing a bunch of stuff.
yeah, still certain like OP items, OP trader items that have not been added. Like even to the level 4 traders, like they still don't have all their normal stuff because there's some things
Right.
that are just like ridiculous, and I guess
Yeah.
some of those are still not available.
And that's how it should be, in my opinion. I don't think in a not even just in the hardcore aspect, but like I've said aspect like 35 times tonight. But in regards to hardcore, like it doesn't fall in line with just that, just in regular PvP
Yeah, just
wipe
normal everyday
cycles.
Tarkov. Like
Yeah, I think the trader should be that way. I think that's how it
yeah,
should be. I think they should be
this
reduced. I think it should be more relying on in raid or items found.
this was a good time to reset all that and kind of take out all the crazy like way OP like barters and things they sold. Like if any time this was the time to do it because you
Yeah,
cannot add something back and people are just going to be used to it without that being there.
It's it's a good change though. It really is. To dial back on the absurd amount of ammos, armor, and just good shit you could get. Like you can still build guns, even at level 3 traders. I can build M4s almost all the way out, I think. Actually, yeah, it's suppressors and all. Um,
Yeah, even at level
AKs I've
2.
been able to build for a while. Yeah, level 2 you can start getting the M4 body or lower
Just,
receiver and get the
yeah,
majority of it built
suppressors
out. Like
and
it's
yeah, his list
yeah.
stuff.
It's really good. So you're not limited on what you can build and play with, especially if you have ref unlocked. Dude, ref level 3 or ref level 2 even has really good barters. It's really easy to get that shit. So it's like scopes, butt stocks, and foregrips I get off ref pretty well constantly just to have because they're cheap and they're easy to acquire. Like it doesn't require much of anything from me.
Right.
So that's really handy. But just on the other side, the level 2 and level 3 traders, yeah, you can build just about anything and everything out. You're just limited on ammo. And you can't buy a bunch of helmets, you can't buy a bunch of armor, but you can get enough to get you running in raid a couple times and hopefully acquire some stuff. So I think it's a fair trade off to lose some of the ammo and some of the more OP stuff, like you said, but force people to acquire everything in raid, which is pretty good. I think
Yeah,
that's how it should be in Tarkov.
absolutely.
I would even say, maybe even go a little bit more extreme and just get rid of insurance entirely. It's like your character died. Why the hell should you even have the access to insurance? But I know a lot of people rely on it and appreciate it, and it is good for what it does. I just, that's just me, and I know that's just me. I've been enjoying no insurance because it means when I die, I die. Unless I have somebody in there with me to like pick up my gun, which most of the time that's all I ask for is like just grab my gun,
I was gonna say
maybe
there's
the ammo.
reasons I appreciate it, especially coming as a solo player. I mostly always play solo, so having that backup to grab my gun if I die, it's like I don't have a second person or third person, or you know what I mean. Like people who always play in groups, they never lose their gear because their people always get it out. So it's like it's the equalizer to the solo player. It's like you kind of got you got to pay
It
for
is.
it, but you get a way to get your stuff back. You know.
It is, yeah. But I kind of like the idea, and I have been liking losing my shit because my stash, I have unheard and I have all 56 lines. I have the maximum amount of stash space possible, and I typically only loot gear, ammo, guns, mods, and then like I've been grabbing up my kappa items and then hideout stuff and the basics. I don't like go crazy on grabbing a bunch of excess loot. But even then, like my stash is still filling up just because of the amount of stuff I have, like armored rigs and all these things and backpacks and all kinds of shit. So it's like having a way to get that back is nice, but at the same time, just not relying on those things and being like, oh, that sucks, yeah, but I still have a fuck ton of stuff. Like I've been using level 5 plates, level 6 plates. I've been taking in my best gear. I'm rocking like a fast MT with a trooper helmet and an Osprey MK4 rig. I'm running a well built AK right now. That's like I've got like 45 rounders or something in it. Like I am running as thick as I can, and I've done that raid after raid after raid. In fact, last night all I did was die over and over and over again. But it was still like I didn't like the first couple times last week or so when I started realizing like it doesn't matter and running my better shit, it hurt, but I got used to it really quickly, and now I just do not care. And I think I'm enjoying myself more because I'm like not having to worry about oh shit if I get hit with this I'm fucked. Like now I'm like hey I can eat these, I can take all these shots, I can deal with this player, so I'm like a little more aggressive even. But yeah, like it's kind of nice. And again, I understand why everybody loves insurance so much, but I just think that it's kind of fun not having to worry about it, not having the idea of like always having to worry when I get out of this raid or when I get back on the next day. I got to manage all this insurance and like put it places. I guess if you do just insure your gun
I was gonna
or
say
specific parts
weapons.
of it,
Yeah, weapons I think are the only thing because they have limited use anyways because of durability. So it's like
right?
eventually you're going to lose that weapon. So if you can, because you know what I mean, some weapons you can end up spending 200, 300,000 on, and I think it lets people feel more comfortable using those really good weapons because you think, okay, if something happens, I still might get it back. When you start
Yeah,
limiting, your chances of that, it's like solo players especially, you're not going to want to run anything good because it's like, man, if I run in and I see a 3-man, I just lost this whole kit. You know what I mean? I didn't do anything wrong. I
yeah.
just ran into the wrong group. And it limits, at least for me, it limits what you want to run because you're just like it's just wasting it at that time. then insurance doesn't guarantee it because a lot of times you run into a situation like that, they're stealing your gun anyways. But
Yeah, you're losing your shit.
on the off chance that you get tapped by a sniper scav, just out of nowhere, if no one sees that body, you'll at least get that back.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't think it'll ever be the case of like no insurance. I don't mind at all if they kept the prices high though. Like, I think that would still be fair. Just because like there's been times where I'm in raid and the other side of it where it's like insurance fraud is so easy to just be like, oh shit, my teammate died, or there's a 3 man or a 4 man, or there's a huge group in here. I'm about to die to bosses. Let me fraud this shit, throw it behind some boxes or whatever. And then it's like, okay, well that's just free rewards, which I guess you're dying anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
But yeah, like there's a few things about it that bother me just because like fraud is so prevalent. But it's not a big deal. It's really not. It is one of those things that I could live without. I've gotten past that idea. I think it's because I have so much shit. It just doesn't matter to me right now. And I have access to everything essentially. Outside of losing the ammo, which I lose every time I die anyways. So it's like,
Yeah, like I said, I just
I'm on the
like the
fence with it.
equalizer for the solo. That's the main reason. Like, if other players weren't able to just grab their friend's stuff every time they die and bring it out, then I wouldn't care as much. But the fact that you can, it just, I just like the equalizer where at least solo has a way,
Yeah. Yeah. You're
and it
not
doesn't
completely
get
screwed when you
it.
do die.
It doesn't get used a lot. Like a lot of people don't run insurance because a lot of people don't have money.
Right.
I've met so
Yeah, I was
many
gonna say
people
the
that,
money side of it's
yeah, they just don't run insurance. But like I haven't used insurance this wipe except a few times just on like helmets and stuff, and that's before they fixed it when the prices were
right
wrong.
before the prices went back up. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like especially later on, once you have really good guns, it just like I said, it lets you be a little more careless. Like you're not as worried. Like it's not a guarantee you'll get it back, but at least there's a chance.
There's a chance, and if you don't get the whole thing back, you'll get parts of it back
Yeah.
probably.
Well, just like I said in Tarkov, it's like the all loot is so recyclable. Like really, it doesn't matter. I just I feel like a lot of people. I don't want Tarkov to turn to that game where everybody feels like they have to run in groups where they're at a disadvantage,
Right.
and it's already
Yeah.
borderline on that right now. So I
It is
don't.
getting close to feeling that way.
Yeah, so I don't want people to feel like no insurance. Well, I have to run with a group now if I want to keep anything. Like I don't want
Yeah.
that to turn into Tarkov. So any
Yeah.
advantage that a solo can get while still remaining competitive, like with normal baseline Tarkov without giving too much of a buff, like anything like that, I just want to keep around because I always have the worry that Tarkov's going to turn into that game where it's like all you see are 3 men, 4 men.
I've been doing a lot of solo. Shrexican works third shift, I think, or second shift, so he's home late as fuck. And then everybody else, has stuff going on most of the time. Uh, but yeah, so like I've been doing a lot of solo, and I've actually not seen too many other solo players out, and it is one of those things that bothers me because it's like, man, solo play is so good. There's so many things you can do as a solo player and so many ways you can just mix up your
It's
play
a different
style as a
game.
solo
It's
player.
a different
Yeah,
game.
it feels so much better playing solo. And I do enjoy running in groups. I like especially being able to get on and just like, help people out and just run around and do stuff. And it's just kind of fun. You know what I mean? It's a little break from like the
Yeah,
regular,
yeah.
just like grind, task, task, task. But like I would normally in a wipe, I would see what felt like the majority of solo players, and you would only run into groups here and there, where now it's like every fight I get into,
Yeah.
I almost guarantee there's a second player, and I never just rush out and loot somebody anymore. I'm always being extremely cautious. If I kill a player, I'll move around and look around and try to make sure without absolute certainty that player is by themselves. You know what I mean? Because there's been just every fight, it seems like I'm fighting 2 and 3 people. Last night on streets, actually, I dropped a guy outside, 2 guys in the office. So I was helping Shreks do Vets Won't Need It Part 1. So we went to the vet clinic, and as we're making our way, or maybe it was Stony, but we were making our way to the other building, the X-ray office, and he gets sniped, and I run inside that building, and I'm like, oh shit, somebody's out there. and then I hear somebody moving around the front side of the building, and then I hear somebody moving around the back side of the building, and then I hear somebody in the building to the right of that, off the back side, moving around in the windows. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's 4 people circling around this. And then I hear another guy come running in the door, thinking he was with that 4-man, and he was a solo player. He gets shot at from the guy at the window. I end up killing him, not him, but the guy that ran in. He runs back. The window guy, thinking it was me, comes running in to the room. I drop him, and then the 3-man left pushes in. Since I killed one of theirs, I kill 2 of them, and then the fourth one kills the other guy that ran in solo. And then the fourth guy comes up, and I am fucked up at this point because I'm in the same room. I killed 3 people. I've been lit up. I can't really heal because it's a tight space. If I start healing, I'm gonna die, or he's gonna push. But if I don't heal, I'm gonna die. So like I got light bleeds. I'm trying to just fix one, and he starts running up. And what I should have done was just canceled the heal when I heard the footsteps, right? Like an idiot. But I'm like, oh, it's a bandage. It's the army bandages. They're relatively quick. I should be able to get this off. I really need to get this off. If not, I'm gonna die. So I go for it, and he comes running in, and I almost get him. Like I almost had him, but like he just had the time to kill on me. Like he had time
Right.
to shoot where I had to stop healing or get my heal off and then pull my gun up and start shooting. But like I almost got him even then. I probably could have and should have killed him had I not been so stupid about that heal. Because that would have been it, and then I was safe, right? But yeah, it's like, dude, every fight is like that now. I go to customs, I go in dorms, I'm killing at least 2 or 3 people, having to fight, potentially 4 or 5. Like it's insane. It's so hard to get those one-off just snipe kills where I'm trying to do setup because it's like there's 2-mans running around everywhere, potentially even 3. Every time I shoot somebody, their buddy or 2 other people come rushing up from the other side, and it's just like, what the fuck? It's insane the amount of like groups that I'm running into compared to last wipe and the wipe before, where it was majority solo players. And I don't know if it's solely insurance related, but I feel like that does play a pretty decently sized part of it because it's like,
Yeah.
oh well, if I can't
I've
guarantee
heard
my
a ton of
safety,
people
you know,
say that. Like a
I
ton of
can
people said
guarantee my kids get out because
I won't play solo this way because a lot of people have
yeah,
said that, with the price of everything and just how hard everything is. It's like so many people's like, I'm only playing with a group.
I'm having a blast on solo though.
Yeah,
I've,
me
I've
too. I've
been
loved it like solo. Like I always do though.
I
Like.
yeah. It's like you said, it's a different game and it
Yeah,
feels better. I've
totally.
I've been I got my KD up to like a 7.4 or something like that, and then last night happened, and I died non fucking stop solo in a group. It didn't matter. I was just dying. Like I would clutch up and kill 3 guys, right, and then the fourth guy comes in, or I
Right.
would kill 1 or 2 people, and then a scab comes in. Like it was just always something. It was always something. I was doing fine. I was having good kills. Like everything was solid. I was just dying. Uh, but yeah, so it's just one of those things. So now I think I'm like at a 6.4 or something, 6.3, 6.5, somewhere around there. So it's a little frustrating, but it's so easy to inflate your KD. And while I try to avoid shooting as many scabs as possible, just because I don't want to inflate it like in the teens based off of just killing scabs, I'm trying to like boost it off PMC kills. You still have to shoot scabs, so it's like it's still a big part of why your KD gets
Well,
up.
yeah, yeah, obviously.
But yeah, it's been fun. Solo is just one of those things. It's like anything you hear, is a PMC or a scat.
Yeah,
Anything
it's an enemy.
that happens, is an enemy. So it's like you are so much more free to just shoot compared to like, oh, you're looting the left side of Unity Credit Building. I'm on the right side of Unity Credit Building. There's a guy that comes up in the middle. Is that you? Yeah, I'm over here on
Yeah,
left. Is that you on left? Yeah, I'm
someone
on
comes
left. Oh,
running towards
okay.
your
And then shot.
room.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're sitting in the room. All of a sudden,
You
you hear footsteps running towards you. Like, hey, is that you? Is that you? Is that you? And then before they can say
right.
anything,
And
they
there's that.
burst in the door. And they're like, yeah, it's me. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, like I just about shot you in the face because
No.
you didn't say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
I
getting rid
also
of
like
all
to
that
do
is
that,
nice.
especially to you. I think that's hilarious. I love doing that to you. I've done it to you 1,001 times.
What to me?
You're
Have you?
like, "Is that you? Is that you?" And then I just run in or run past you. You know what I mean? Especially on PVE where it mattered even less. I
Oh,
was
okay,
always
yeah,
like
yeah.
just fucking trolling you. Yeah. Is that you? And I just run by. And you're like, "Oh, I shot you." I'm like, yeah, you did. You did almost shoot me, but you didn't. It was stupid. Yeah, I don't think I did it to you much in PvP, but I definitely did it to you on PvE. But yeah, dude, it gets rough for sure. It gets rough in a group. Well, and then there's the side of it, like, it's like I'm moving. I may have ran for the last 5 seconds, but I stopped and I'm moving quiet now. And then the rest of the team runs up behind and they're just tromping along. And it's like, well, I thought I heard something, but I can't tell now. And it's like nothing against those players, nothing against like the teammates. It's just that's what changes about solo versus duo or group play. You lose some of your audio cues and
Yeah.
your
I'm just
your
used to solo. Like that's how I started Tarkov. That's it's just like
right.
that's the way I learned to play with solo. So
I
that was a
enjoy
cool
it.
thing is
I
like,
enjoy it.
starting Tarkov playing solo, I paid attention like to everything, to like all the sounds, all the routes people took, like tried my best to
Right.
learn all that stuff. And it's like when I go in groups, especially bigger groups, like two man's not as bad, but like once you go over two man, you kind of just run
Yeah, it
around
gets
the map.
really convoluted.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of just run around the map. You don't really like you pay attention to gunshots and sounds and things, but it's like usually conversations start happening, so you're not listening for audio cues. You're not hearing someone's in a bush.
Right.
Like it just it takes away from the tenseness and the suspense that
It does. It
you
does.
get in the solo or two man.
It absolutely does. Well, especially when you're moving into two man, like you and I, when we move through raids, we both pretty well play the same style. So
Yeah,
if one of us starts creeping, the other one's creeping. If one of us
exactly.
starts,
Yeah.
stops to listen, the other one stops and listens. We try not to talk too much when the other
Well,
person's doing things, and like,
it's easier to keep track
we've
too.
put a
If it's
thousand
just
plus hours
if
into
it's
it.
just you and another guy, it's so easy to keep track of each other. But when you have multiple
It
that
is,
you have to keep track of,
yeah,
then it's like, oh man, it just it's so hard.
it is, it is rough. It is definitely tough. And I'm not like, completely against playing in groups. I obviously I play with everybody that I can, or not everybody, but I play with certain people in the Discord, like Shrex and Stony, just because they're solid dudes. We play arena and stuff every night, and then we hop over on Tarkov and we do some tasks. But yeah, like I still think I prefer solo or duo, just because I like you enjoy those tense moments. I like the audio whoring. I want to be able to just take advantage of um every feature that they offer.
Right.
So
Well, and the good thing is,
and
you,
solo
you
play
can you can
too
do
is like
both.
when you yeah, you absolutely can. That's what I do. I'm on through the day. I'm usually solo, and then at night, like 10 to 1 or 2, I'm playing in a group. But like when you're solo and that 2 man rolls up or that 3 man rolls up or anybody that's in a group pulls up, and you clutch up and you get those kills, dude, that feels so fucking good. There's nothing better. Like being in a group and getting a bunch of kills, it's fine, especially when everybody's popping off. That's great. Happy for everybody. But doing it solo, dude, that's something else. Like
It's
that just feels so
awesome,
good.
but it's short lived because then it's immediately to, oh no, who heard those shots?
Ha-
Who's coming over here now?
Who
I
heard
don't
those
have time to
shots?
loot all
Yeah.
these guys. I don't have enough room to grab everything. I'm
Yeah.
only going to be
Yeah.
able to take this, and this. I can't grab that guy's gun. Like it turns
Yeah, I get
into
like one guy's kit
more
worth of shit and
stress.
3 dog tags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah. But it feels good. It still feels good. It
Yeah, it
still
still
feels
feels
great to
great.
get
It
those
still feels
kills.
great.
I love it.
But the tense, it's never over. Like even if you
It's
kill
never
that
gone
many,
until you extract from
yeah,
raid. It's never gone. Yeah. Dude, it's so tense. It is. But that's part of Tarkov that we love, That's a
yeah,
thing from Tarkov that
it
Tarkov
is.
does that really gets our gooses going. It's like this added realism side of it that you just don't really expect to get until you're in raid and you get a couple kills, especially if you're loud. Like if you're suppressed, you can kind of think that you're relatively safe. Especially if you got like a couple few good clean kills. They didn't really see you, they didn't get any shots off, you were quiet. Like you get a little more time, but it's so rare that that happens that you get to clutch up and get 2+ kills
Right.
without them firing a shot. So it's like there's this added stress just over even when you do good, right? Like even when you're doing great, like the extra stress of just like, oh shit, now like you said, people were probably coming. That was a lot of noise. That was a huge fight. They probably think that there's people healing and there's a
Yeah.
bunch of dead bodies and you can only take so much out. Yeah, it is a lot. It feels great. Tarkov is so rewarding and punishing at the same time, and it's well blended too. That's something about Tarkov that I've probably mentioned before, but I don't really just, like praise enough. They've done so well to blend this game to feel tense from the moment you load in raid. Like sure, there's that brief few minutes where you first get in spawn and you're like, okay, I'm in, I'm moving around, but like shortly after, very shortly after, it's just tense. You start hearing shots, you start hearing people moving, and maybe a scab got shot to your left or something. So there's just so much added to it. They've done such a good job to blend a game that you're still moving around and you're still fighting and you're still looking for things and you're like always doing something, yet you're doing it under this immense pressure and tenseness that is just added to the game. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not an
It's
accident that Tarkov is so popular. Like there's a reason, and the reason is just the game itself. Like it does so many things right. And even though there are problems, there are things that, are aggravating and frustrating. It does so many things right. It mostly makes up for the issues.
it absolutely does. Let's talk about the most important thing that we have to talk about today, and that is the murder of what could have united all man, could have brought scabs, rogues, raiders, bosses, PMCs, all of us could have brought us all together.
Don't
And it was
forget
taken from
cultists.
us. And cultists, yeah, I apologize, guys. I didn't mean to leave you out. But it was ripped away from us. It was taken from our grasp. It was something that we should have rallied behind and been a part of, and we all could have just really benefited from. And it was taken from us and ruined any aspect or any chance of unity amongst Tarkov. So we're gonna watch this video. I do want to say that it is graphic. It is hard to watch, and I apologize, but I think you all need to see it. Here it is. No! He said, "What the fuck is that?" I don't know what this is about. I have no idea. It's a fucking toucan, half of a toucan in a
Yeah.
ski mask and a pon with some hair. I know there's a meme where it's like the toucan has lightning coming out of its ass or something and it's like flying around, or maybe that's just one of the memes of the toucan. I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know.
it's hilarious. I
I
fucking
seen
love
it
this
and I was
thing.
like,
I've
okay. I was
commented on
like,
the
that's
post.
random.
Yeah, I commented on the YouTube video and I was like, no, this was the one thing that could unite us
BSG
all.
makes some real random stuff sometimes. Like really,
They
really, really
do.
random.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird. It's like, what the fuck is this about? It's like they find a meme they get a kick out of, and then they just make a
Yeah.
short about it. It's like, and then a scab at
Yeah.
Lighthouse, just like, what the fuck is that? It's awesome. But yeah, that's probably everything I have for this week, dude. I don't think
Is
there's
that
anything else that we've
event related? You think we're getting a toucan event?
toucan event. Maybe that's like the ultimate boss is try to kill the toucan. You got to find
Maybe
it and kill it.
maybe that's the lighthouse expansion.
That's the Lighthouse expansion. Yeah. It's the map's exactly the same. Nothing changed. It's just a toucan
Let's go
jumps
toucan.
around.
Here's the new
Yeah.
lighthouse expansion, guys.
That's it. That is
uh,
it.
and it
Yeah,
drops your
that's it's
frames by 30
goofy as
more
hell.
percent.
Yeah. That's it. That's exactly what it does. Kill it quick. Your frames drop by 30% every 10 minutes.
But no, yeah, I'm good. I don't think there's anything else.
All right. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode of Talking Tarkov, be sure to like the vid and comment below when you think we'll be getting the new event. Hopefully in the next week or two, right? It should be any time now.
Yeah,
So
it is the
we'll
August
see.
event.
Yeah, it's got to be coming up very soon. We do have PAX West. They might release it then, maybe, which would be at the very end of the month, like 28, 29, 30, 31 area. I don't know if that's something they would do or not, maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, what do you guys think it's going to be? And of course, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1K. It helps us out a lot and it keeps you up to date with all of our content. I'd like to say thanks to our subscribers and a special thanks to our channel members. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider becoming a member below. We'll catch you next week. See ya.